Gobo for $1.79. That's what it looks like. And we got nothing but Gobo root. This is the first year plant, first year root. They're long and stout. This is good stuff. So at local Asian market here, and they got it in mass for $2. $2. All right, so this big elephant-eared plant is called Burdock. Latin name's Articum lappa. It's a biennial plant. This is a skeleton probably from some years ago or last year, meaning it has a 2-year life cycle. So the first year, this would be the 2-year, the first year plant. It's really small, and oh, there's a little toad. A little toady. There you go. Yeah, he got away, but there's a little toad. Anyways, this is first year plant, and it grows closer to the ground. It's small, and then it gets big like this, and it's just huge. I mean, this is big elephant-eared plant here. I love this plant. And it gets its name from the burrs, or what we used to call sticker bugs growing up. And what they do is they stick to you, and they have little bitty hooks on them, and I'm pretty sure this is the inspiration for Velcro. And you can use it as such in a tight pinch if you have clothes that will that have a nap to it. You can use a bunch of these on your clothing and secure your clothing shut if you lose buttons or zippers don't work and stuff like that. So it has a utilitarian use, has utilitarian value. It's also very edible. The stems are edible. By itself, it's bitter. So eating the leaf itself is not such a good idea, especially raw. But if you cook down the stem, it's very tasty. And then the most important thing is the root. All right, the root. This root is just huge, and it grows deep and it's long. And now remember what I said about that. The root is long, deep, strong, huge, and it grows deeply. It is eaten in Japan specifically, and it's called Gobo. And burdock root is very tasty. It's edible. It's just hard to dig up when it's in its natural state. So the way they cultivate it is they cultivate it in loose mounds, so it's easy to pull up. And the best root to eat is the first year plants. They're long and they're slender, and they're kind of easier to get up, and they're more tender and stuff like that. But you can roast them, you can boil them, you can fry them, you can cook up some burdock root, and it's really good. Gobo is really good. Now that being said, so it's got a utilitarian value from its burrs. It's got an edibility value, and then it's also got medicinal value. Burdock is good for the hair, skin, and nails, and for men's health. And notice what I said about that root. It's very good as an herbal remedy of sorts. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not an herbalist. I would highly consult you. I would highly consult that you talk to one to get the full medicinal skinny on that. But for men's health, burdock is very good. In general, for nails and hair, it's good. So this is burdock. A little bit of a tidbit for you. You've seen it. It looks like rhubarb. It's not rhubarb. Rhubarb has more purple, like burgundy red stems. And it's tangy. It's kind of sweet. Whereas burdock is very bitter. Unless you cook it, the stems that is. Lastly, I've cooked meat in the ground, and hopefully I'll get a chance to show that sometime, by wrapping the meat in the burdock. It doesn't really pass on any taste or flavor or anything like that. It's just a way to wrap it and protect it. So burdock, even the leaves, the big old leaves here have a good medicinal value, or utilitarian value, just in and of itself, because you can see how big that is. So anyways, so you know what it is. That's burdock, and it's very common, and I'm sure you've seen it around, but this is what Gobo is. This is the burdock. Okay, so this is in contrast, burdock versus rhubarb, and it almost looks the same. Leaves aren't as big, at least in this plot, and these people are growing them on a inland lot here in the city. But then, as you can see, the stems are really purple burgundy, and it's not. This is not burdock. This is rhubarb. So just as a contrast.